Hello and welcome back. And I am actually in the middle of filming a video review on the Thule round trip bike case, which includes this amazing stand. It's just an awesome product. I've used it already. I've got nothing but good things to say about it. If you haven't seen that video already, definitely go back and check that one out. In the meanwhile though, I wanted to talk to you about this. This is one of the coolest products that I've picked up this year, and this is the Topeak Toobibooster X. I shouldn't have done that. That was weird. The Toobibooster is sold in a couple of different variants. The Toobibooster, Toobibooster X. The Toobibooster does not have this cool tube and little, lock-on assembly, but does essentially achieve the exact same thing. So what does it do? Well, in a world of tubeless tires, we know that sometimes just simply using a floor pump is insufficient to actually get it to seat on the actual rim assembly. If you are debeating it and rebeating it, maybe you were, adding some tire sealant, post a flat. Maybe you're changing it from a Max Terra to a Max Grip, something like that. Nevertheless, the floor pump is not always able to get it to seat because if there is any room for air to escape, then as quick as you can pump it into the tire, it's going to go ahead and leak out. So there are a lot of floor pumps, and I actually talked about one in the holiday gift ideas for mountain bikers video, which can just as easily be gift ideas for mountain bikers. It just came out around the holidays. I talked about the Bontrager flash drive floor pump, I believe, which was came in two different kind of configurations, but there was a nice like digital gauge on with the compressed tank. Now it's the same sort of idea, but this is in a much smaller package, which I personally like. And what this is this is an accessory tank to use with a standard standalone floor pump, as opposed to having one that has like an integrated unit. Now, credit where credit is due, Crank Brothers does actually make a floor pump, and it comes in like an analog and a digital variant. And you can actually remove that tank as well, and that charge tank sort of sits on the front, and it's kind of like an interesting, tube connection system. It's a very interesting floor pump, and actually, I considered about buying it myself, but I have this Lezyne floor pump. I've had it for a number of years, probably a decade now, that I really quite like. And it wasn't going to get me anything in terms of resale. And so rather than spend a whole heck of a lot of money on that Crank Brothers floor pump with its removable tank, I just went out and got the Toobibooster X as kind of like an upgrade kit. So let's go ahead and show you how it works. So at the top, there is this nice rubber cap that is protecting the Schrader fill stem. Now it's worth mentioning, I'm not an expert at all things Presta and bicycle related, but there is two different pitches of thread with like a little gap in between it. So I'm thinking maybe it's like two different Presta standards. I'm really not entirely sure, but this does come into play later, as I'll explain. On the back, we can see that there's a two-position lever. When it's at the top, it says charge, and at the side, it says inflate, and there is like a little white hash mark on the top of this lever. So when you go to the inflate setting, it's gonna dump all of its air contents into the actual tire. Down here is mentioned, fill head with a, I believe it's just a Presta only. Sometimes you can unscrew these and throw in a Schrader, but I'm not aware of any Schrader tubeless compatible tires anyways. So to demonstrate, you want to grab a pump. This one here is currently set up. Is that Schrader? Oh, I might have it on the Schrader setting. Oh no, it's not, sorry. Make sure that it's set up for press to fill. However, I've done some experimenting, and what I have noticed is that for this Lezyne floor pump, it actually leaks air during its fill process. And I think it has something to do with that, that gap in the threading. However, I have experimented with a couple of different pumps. So I grabbed my 1UP EDC pump, and that connects and fills just fine. So we would grab any standard floor pump, and we would just start charging, again, making sure that it's in the charge position. And we're gonna go ahead and actually, fill up the bottle. Now, can't remember what the total PSI that you could go to. I'm sure it's probably limited by your own ability to charge it up, but you can probably hear that it does leak a little bit while it's charging, and the gauge will actually show 0 on my pump, but it is actually inflating. And we know that because if we then go to the inflate setting, there is still air on the inside to charge. If you have that happening with your pump at home, one thing you can do is, again, shameless plug to my holiday gift ideas for mountain bikers, go ahead and get yourself a Presta to Schrader adapter, and then you can use the, Schrader setting on your floor pump. This is also useful if you're planning on bringing this with you and you might want to fill it with like an automotive compressor, because those are going to be Schrader, also from like a gas station. So it is kind of worth having one of these. Just throw it in your bag. It's a couple of dollars. I actually got mine from Ridley Cycle in Calgary, which I've done a number of videos with. So from here, we can go ahead, we can reattach our floor pump now in the Schrader configuration, and I have noticed that it will not leak any air during its charging process. Moreover, we can see on the gauge the actual pressure on the inside of the tank. So the Toobibooster X, I think, is a shop essential, just like a Topeak torque wrench set just like this. Shameless plug, I did a video on this kit already. It's absolutely phenomenal. Definitely go and check that out. I keep it in my Thule round trip bike duffel. Again, did a video on that too. However, I really like it because if you have a floor pump that you already enjoy, but you just want the added capability of being able to seat tubeless tires, you can just purchase this as an add-on instead of a much larger purchase with a combination pump plus the sort of charged cylinder. Additionally, you can charge it at home with your existing floor pump, take it with you to the trailhead, or if you have like a bike bin, you want to just leave it in your vehicle, then what you can also do is pick up one of these Presta to Schrader valve adapters. Again, shameless plug. This was featured in that gift ideas for mountain bikers video, and be able to use a vehicle compressor or gas station pump or anything like that to actually fill it while you're on the road. So I think it's a really versatile solution. You know, don't get me wrong, I would love to own that Crank Brothers fancy floor pump, but I think Topeak has made a really nice product here. My only criticism that I might offer would be to offer maybe a slightly more premium feeling, you know, lever assembly, but you know, this is probably pulled from any number of their other floor pump drives or floor pumps. So I won't nitpick it too much. If you have any particular questions about the Toobibooster X, please leave them in the comments down below. If you like what we're doing here, I've made a lot of investments. We've got some studio lighting behind you. I've also used a bunch of Amazon credits for a lav mic. So if you appreciate the lighting and the sound in this video, please give it a thumb up. I would greatly appreciate that. And if you're looking forward to more video review contents, whether that's, you know, torque wrenches, you know, tire inflations, bags, travels, bikes, or you just want to see some really cool riding footage like the upcoming Scouting the West series, please consider subscribing. I would greatly appreciate that. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. You take care, and bye for now.